Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto, and for regular viewers, you'll probably know that I've been testing out both the Stonksy indicator that you can find out about by going to savewithcrypto.org/Stonksy, and also the Stonksy bot, which is part of the whole thing. Basically, if you've got a Stonksy account, you're entitled to use the Stonksy bot on Blofin. This is a completely automated system. If you like, you can just set it and forget it. I'm not doing that. I've set a few parameters within it just to sort of make it a bit more personal, if you like, and also I'm quite interested in compounding the gains as well. Okay, so I started this on the 2nd of April 2025 with 250 USDT. It's currently up to about 300, which is about a 20% increase in about 21 days. So I'm happy with that. If I can make 1% a day, I'm very, very happy. Now, what the bot looks like in reality is a copy trading account on Blofin. There's two variations at the moment. There's a Stonksy high frequency. There's also a low frequency one that is being worked on at the moment. And at the moment, it's not as profitable as the high frequency one. Now, the high frequency one is currently in a trade here, and it's looking okay. It's only 0.4% in profit. To my liking, it's gone in a bit high with a long, but we'll see how it works out, because I think at the moment Bitcoin is looking quite strong, so this may work out very well. Now, when you set the bot up, there are these settings that you can play with. By default, it's on the smart copy, where you can pretty much set it and forget it. I like to play with the traditional settings, and what I was wondering is what happens if you put the maximum amount into cost per order. Now, I did an experiment with this, and I started it on the Stonksy indicator live stream yesterday. So let's go and take a look at that first.
Now, yesterday on the 21st of April, I was demonstrating the Stonksy bot. Now, the way this works at the moment is the bot operates a master copy account in Blofin, and then you just go along to Blofin and you copy that master trader. So this one here is called Stonksy high frequency, and essentially you just sit back and relax, and that's all you do. However, you can change various settings in the bot, and what I was experimenting with yesterday is to find out if we could auto compound without having to go in every few days and fiddle with the settings. And I've been very pleasantly surprised by the results. So this is what I did yesterday. Now, at this point, the bot had actually just closed a trade, so it was showing as the amount available was $301, or 301 USDT rather. So what I did was I set the amount per order as the maximum amount I could, which is 3,000 USDT. The point being, there wasn't 3,000 USDT in the account at the time. And here we are the following morning on the 22nd of April 2025, and you can see here that the bot did open up a new trade at 2:36 in the morning when I was completely asleep and totally oblivious to what the bot was doing. And you can see at the moment what it did. It used all the available capital. The current position is 297.68 USDT, and I think that is because there was some fees involved with opening the trade, which is showing here as the realized profit and loss. So that's like 148 USDT. So it did indeed take as much as it needed to open the trade fully. So if we go back here, you can see that the amount there is still set at 3,000. So as far as I can see, we'll never have to touch that again until we get over 3,000. Now, if you do try and set this for more, you can see at the moment the amount is set between 10 and 3,000 USDT. Now, this limit will get increased soon. It's something that we have to apply for as a master trader, but we will get that increased very soon. So what will happen now is when this trade closes, hopefully it'll be in a nice profit, and then when it opens the next trade, it will just take the maximum amount available, thus compounding the gains. I am keeping a record of the amount here on a Google Sheet. So this is something I talk about daily on the live stream. So if you want to follow along, then please do come to the live stream and ask any questions you like. But hopefully we'll see this line here on the chart go up nicely over time. So at the moment we've gone from like 250 USDT to about 300 in pretty much 3 weeks, which is about 20%. So what would that look like as a compound gain over, say, 1 year? Well, we can work this out here on this calculator on compounddaily.org. So the initial amount we've got is $250, and the daily interest rate is, well, if we've done 20% in 21 days, we're talking about 1% per day, aren't we? So let's just leave that at 1%. Now, at the moment, the bot's taken 17 trades in 20 days. So I suppose it would be reasonable to say that we are investing daily. So let's see what we get in 365 days. Okay, so that means that by the 2nd of April next year, the $250 would have grown into 9,445 with a total profit of 9,195, which is not bad. So you can imagine if you started off with something larger, let's say 1,000, you would then have 37,783 by April next year. That's the kind of thing we're looking at. Now, me personally, I'm probably looking at doing something different in my life by September 2027. That'll be when my youngest daughter has finished further education, and I'll probably relocate somewhere then. So that's 862 days away. So let's take a look at that. So if I did that with, say, just the $250 initially, so if I didn't touch anything from now, that would give me 1.327 million. Not bad.
Now, before you get too excited, there are a few problems with this. The first one being, at the moment, we're actually stuck with a maximum you can put here of $3,000, which is probably okay for the time being. We will get this increased to $50,000 in the near future. So in theory, you could have this at $50,000. If you're a complete lunatic, you could put it on 20x leverage and you could have $1 million position sizes, which is obviously quite insane. The better thing to do, I think, would be to have multiple accounts and maybe have each one with maybe different leverage. Maybe you feel like you need to use the take profit and stop loss features, which at the moment I don't. I just let the bot do that. But in the future, you might want to do that if you have very, very large position sizes. Now, the bot isn't going to make as much money as you can trading manually, and it will lose trades. And to be honest, the trade it's in right now isn't one I would have taken. I think the entry price of 88,334 was way too high. To me, it entered a bit late. But the point is, that's what the strategy told the bot to do. And the strategy has been tested with data from the past. And overall, it is very profitable. And I can show you the results of that on the Stonksy Discord. So if you're in the Stonksy Discord, you can come to bot info and go to this post here from the 28th of March. So here it talks about the strategy, the confluence criteria, and the exit logic. So the performance from the past month of testing shows a total profit and loss of 30.84%, which is about in line with what I'm seeing as well. So the 1% a day, 30% a month, with a win rate of 57.14. So you see, it doesn't win all the trades. So my idea generally is to have a bot running anyway. And what I've found is that it prevents me FOMOing into manual trades because of FOMO. Sometimes I'm looking at the price going up or going down and I'm thinking, oh wow, I should be in a trade, and I'm not. And at that point in time, I'm tempted to jump into a trade. But with the bot running in the background, I don't do that. I just think, okay, well, the bot will take care of that. For the manual trade, I'm going to wait for a really good opportunity and then pounce like a lion. Okay, that's my plan. If you want to find out more about this, go to savewithcrypto.org/stonksy. If you want to sign up monthly, you'll see a code up there which gets you money off your first month. If you want to do the annual plan, then I believe my discount code of SWC10 still works and will get you 10% off an annual plan. So that might be a good option as well. The annual plan works out much, much cheaper. So there you go. That's my thoughts about bot trading, compounding, and using a bot not to replace my manual trading, but to kind of just be there like a little friend. Okay, if you enjoyed that, please do give the video a like. I'll be on the Stonksy Indicator live stream later on today at about 1 p.m. UK time with Dave. We can talk about this. If you've got any questions, ask there. Alternatively, leave your questions down in the comments below, or can you just go to the comments and just say hello anyway, because it all helps with the YouTube algorithm. While you're down there, can you do us a massive favour and just give the video a big fat like? Make sure you're subscribed, make sure you've got the notification turned on, and above all, tell your friends.
Save with Crypto has to be one of the best YouTube channels that the United States has ever seen. Kamala Harris is not a subscriber, but I am. I have notifications set to all as well. I'd strongly suggest you subscribe to Save with Crypto today. Above all, you should tell your friends.
Save with Crypto is not a financial advisor. He just makes ice cream on the internet. If you cannot find someone to do your own research, you must do it yourself, just like I did not.